Good morning, everybody. September 20th, 2021. Just going to do a quick video here on Bitcoin since we had some continuation downwards overnight. So the good news is we have clarified some things. If you remember back when I was looking at this bullish count on the way up, it was a little bit unclear whether the yellow fifth wave had topped out right here, and we therefore were seeing an A with a high B and a low C. With this move down below that C, that's pretty much gone now as a possibility. So it just kind of clears up what we are looking at on this count, which is always a good thing. So let me get rid of that. So there's our yellow 5, which is the first wave up. And then I can drag this fib up to the top there. So on the yellow fibs, ideal support zone for a wave 2 is down here in this larger green box, basically between 42 and 35.6-ish. And then, like I went over last night, if then this is our ABC in orange here, like so, A, B, and C, then we've got a target box that forms right here. And so we kind of have some overlap here in the area of 42 down to 37.5. We did strike just the very tip of that box already. I don't really expect that to hold, though. I think we will continue downwards. So that is the possibility there. Let me get rid of some of these numbers in here just because it's kind of confusing to look at. Okay, so it looks like probably that red WXY was more like what we were doing in that B wave. Okay, so question is, where do we go from here, and what are the bullish and bearish scenarios now from this point in time? And so bullish scenario obviously is going to be holding in this zone ideally, and certainly, I mean, wave 2s are hard because really the only criteria, the best criteria, is you just don't want to break below the low. So like, we don't want to break below 28.8, but that's pretty far down there as it is. So really, if this is our first wave up, which I think it is, and we want to see a second wave down, we want to see it take the form of 3 waves, in which this green box really is all we should get. The alternative, which I want to point out in the bearish case, would be, let me see if I can make this a little bit brighter or something. This blue fib, let me make it red. Still can't really see it. I'm just trying to point out that this right here, I don't know if you can see, is the blue 618. That's where we bounced. And so if this was going to do a bearish move down, with this being the first wave, this being the second wave, then we right now would be starting the third wave down. And if we were starting the third wave down, because we expect 5 waves within that third, we would expect the first wave to go to about the 618, which is where we went right there. We would then come up to the 382 approximately at 45K and reject at that point and make our way down further, probably to about 37.5. And then we'd come up somewhere between 39 and 41, somewhere in this range, and then have one more low down into this region, about 34.6, and that would be wave 3 of 3. From there, we'd have another corrective bounce back up, probably to about 39.5, and then we'd proceed downwards with 5 waves down of some description to about 31.9. So basically, I think that accumulating Bitcoin in this green zone is a good idea. But if we get this, where we actually drop below that green zone, and then we come up in a corrective way, then we're probably going to want to get out of those positions here on the top of this correction here, because this then is going to make a 5-wave move down. And if we have a single 5-wave move down, it's pretty likely we're going to get more than one. And we certainly could go down below the previous lows here and kind of just erase everything that's been going on here. And essentially then, let me see over on the daily chart. I've gone over the super bear scenario before, where this is the A wave down, that's the B wave, and then we're actually making a C wave down much further, down to about 17K or so. And this move all the way to 31 would be the first wave of that. So it'd probably look something like this, where we get a 1, 2, and then a nice strong 3, 4, and 5, and we get all the way down to 17. So that is the danger with the bearish scenario. But we also have some decent parameters to work with to kind of know if that's coming or not. So warning sign for that possibility is really 35.6 breaking. So what I'm going to do is set an alert right there, 35,600, Bitcoin breaking below where C should end. This is probably wave 3 of 3 in the bearish scenario instead. Get out of longs on wave 4 bounce. Okay. So we've gotten a little alert there now just to remind us of that possibility, but that's really what I'll be looking for. At the moment, my plan is to buy within this box. I think it's the most likely scenario that we get a bounce somewhere in this green zone here. And we just make a second wave down, right? But you know, anything's possible, so certainly good to keep both of those scenarios in mind. All right, guys, have a good rest of the day, and I'll probably do another video tonight, depending on price action. So I'll see y'all then.